Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Counter HD here. Bringing a brand new video today. I'll be breaking down my thoughts on all the new coaching hires since every team that fired their coach now has their coaches picked. So with that being said, let's hop straight into this. We're going to go ahead and start off with the Colts' new coach, Matt Eberflus. I'm going to assume that's how you say it. He is now the Bears' head coach. He was the Colts defensive coordinator, which personally, I think this is a bad hire for the Bears. They have Justin Fields. I think they need an offensive mind in there rather than a defensive one. And he might still help in some way with Fields, but I think they should have went out there and got someone who would have helped advance him rather than someone who's not even focused on his side of the ball. And then the Broncos hired Nathaniel Hackett as their head coach, formerly Packers offensive coordinator, which this one's also interesting because their defense was the reason they were good last year. And so you would think you would stick with something, but I'm interested how they switch it up. Whether this means they do draft a quarterback or they stick with Teddy Bridgewater. Either way, it's going to be interesting down there in Denver, and I'll actually be interested to see what happens. Then Miami went out and got Mike McDaniel, formerly offense coordinator of the Niners, which I like this move. I think they need a good offense in there. Now, their defense was kind of like the Broncos in how they were better last year, but if he can develop Tua, I think the Dolphins can do some serious damage. They've been on the verge of making playoffs and they've fallen short 2 years in a row. This could be the game changer that sets them apart from playoffs and from not. I think he'll do well over there. Ryan Dobble, hope I pronounced that right. Bills offensive coordinator. I like this move, but I'm interested to see how it works. Because great decision. You know, he helped develop Josh Allen and helped make the Chiefs what they are. Not the Chiefs, the Bills. But I still think you have to look at what you have. And with the Giants, they have Daniel Jones. And I believe, you can say he hasn't been given a fair shot, and you can do the whole Sam Darnold argument. Or you could just go out there, get yourself an actual QB, and give yourself a shot at lasting more than 1 year as a head coach. And that's my stance on it. He's going to be a good coach. I think he's just not going to have a great quarterback. So, you never know. Jimmy G could go there. I guess we'll see. But Brian Doppel's definitely an interesting one. And as is Doug Peterson. This is probably the most interesting one of all coaches. Doug Peterson leads the Eagles to the Super Bowl after, I believe, 2 losing seasons with them. Underdogs the whole way, leads them to the Super Bowl. They win it against Tom Brady and the Patriots, and then falls off the next couple of years and gets fired. Right? But could he do it again? Because we know Jaguars, they're not going to be a contender next year. They're not. It's simple. But give them a couple years with a coach that can game plan a future of a team. That might be interesting. Because he turned the Eagles from nothing into Super Bowl champs. And the Jags are nothing right now. And so, if he can do it again, I don't know. But if he does it again, that would certainly be interesting. But nowadays, it is more common to fire your coach after 1 year. So I'd imagine he had a written thing in there for. I'd imagine there's a certain amount of wins that if he hits, he'll stay head coach, or something that if he gets, he'll stay the head coach. Because if not, then what's the point of actually getting it? Next up, we have Josh McDaniels, the offensive coordinator for the Patriots, to the Raiders. This one is another interesting one because we've seen Belichick's people leave and do decent, but then they all eventually fall off. And so I guess we'll have to wait and see more of a long term on him. But if he can get that offense rolling, that could be a very dangerous team. We saw they made playoffs this year, but next year they could be making a run for the Super Bowl under the right coaches and the right moves. It's possible. The Saints, with Sean Payton retiring randomly, well, I guess stepping away, he didn't necessarily retire. I don't know, it's weird Sean Payton left, but they went out and told their defensive coordinator he will be their next head coach, which is weird. That's because they didn't interview anybody. I feel like that was just kind of, we're going with him. I don't know. They didn't interview anyone, which is kind of weird. You'd think you'd see your options. I thought Brian Flores would have still gotten the job, but But it's still interesting because they have so many issues on that offense that it's another thing where you think you would have gone with an offensive mind here. Because, you got a great defense, and he did do his job very well this season. It was the offense that struggled for them. So I understand keep what's good and promote it to keep their defense good. But they're going to need to find a really good offensive coordinator because that offense is just a huge problem. So I don't know what they're going to do there, but it's definitely interesting. It could work, but I see it more not working than it. Higher chance of it working. And Kevin O'Connell to the Vikings, which is, I find this to be a very weird thing. I'm glad they went with the Rams offensive coordinator. I think that was a very good move, but it's weird. Your team is in the Super Bowl, and you're going to go interview for a coaching job. I feel like he does not have his priorities straight. Now, I could be completely wrong because he's looking out for number one, I guess, but you got to focus on winning that ring, and then you can focus on getting your job. That's how I would put it. Now, I understand that no matter win or lose now, he gets the job. Win or lose. But I feel like you should worry about that Super Bowl more than your next job because you already have that offensive job secured no matter what. So, I don't know, but no matter what, win or lose, he has his job, which they made the right move here, going with offense in mind. And their defense will need some work, but offensively, if they can get Kirk Cousins to become a household name, because he is like the most underrated quarterback in the NFL, if they can get everyone to actually talk about Kirk Cousins, this team could be dangerous. And if they stay healthy, very dangerous team. Now, last but not least, the Texans hired Lovie Smith as their head coach. I don't know about this one. It's another one of promoting from within, which is interesting, but I don't know. I feel like you, in this situation where you're basically under a rebuild, unless they really want to stay with what they're doing, I think you wipe that entire coaching staff and you completely start from scratch, not promote from within. And so with them doing this, it feels like not a great move from my eyes. Now, I could be completely wrong. This could be like the greatest move he'll be the next Belichick, but I don't see that happening. And he wasn't an offense coordinator. He wasn't a defensive coordinator. He was the associate head coach. Now, being completely honest, I do not know what that title really entails. I would imagine it's just the assistant, basically, to the head coach. But I don't know. Like I said, I think you need to wipe, just clean house and not do this, but they just did it, so that's the most questionable hiring of all. And there are some very questionable hirings here, but I think he won't work out. Now, I could be completely wrong, but I don't think he'll work out. It's going to be the video. Let me know down below if you guys agree or disagree. Now, I know I had some decently hard takes here. So let me know down below if you agree with me or you disagree. And this is just my prediction. It's not what's going to happen, or it could be. You just don't know. But it's my opinion and what I think. So just let me know yours down below. And be sure to hit that like and sub button. And with that being said, I'll see you on the next one.
Out, fourth quarter shorty, no call outs. Don't go to work, baby, just call out. In the bedroom, all out. Perks on the counter, I can't wait to take them. Blunts on the counter, can't wait to face it. Bad little bitch, yeah, she be my favorite. All my songs, they all on her playlist. I don't really know how to say it, but I'ma say it. I don't really know if she take it, but she can take it. I don't slow it down unless I'm in the Matrix. Presidential brain, that bitch like Sarah Palin.